Hey YouTube, Matty12, Team JMT, coming to you guys with another Understanding Stun, and in this one I'm going to entitle it Taking from the Meta. And where I get that title from is, it seems like at least once a week I either get a message or somebody comes up to me and asks me and says, can I take my meta deck, whatever it may be, and just add in some more of the anti-meta style traps, add in some Thunder Kings, some Doom Cows, and take that meta deck and make it an anti-meta this or that or whatever, whatever they're looking for. That's not always the case. Now, I'm not knocking, let's say, Jarrell Winston. He main decked a couple of Doom Cows in his Chaos Dragons for Nationals. A great meta choice. Excellent choice on his behalf. But that does not make it anti-meta Chaos Dragons. People are trying in Doom Cow in their Dark Worlds. An excellent choice. It becomes 23 with Gates. It feeds Gates. It does for you what Skill Drain's going to do for you. So, I mean, it's there. It does its job, and it feeds Gates. It helps you out a lot. But that doesn't really make it anti-meta Dark Worlds. So, I'm going to talk about a couple of decks that have actually made that change. So first, let's talk about anti-meta plants. Now, I've got a deck profile on my channel with anti-meta plants. And basically, you have your plant engine to make your big pushes. Your plant engine is backed up by your Chaos engine, which are BLS and Chaos Sorcerer. But those both need your darks and your lights, and conveniently enough, you have Doom Caliber Knight, which usually fits in at 2, and Thunder King, which usually fits in at 2, that feeds your Chaos engine. And that's the biggest base that you have to build on with the anti-meta plants. Now, you still have some room that you're able to play the additional D-Prisons or Compulse or whatever your tech is, whatever your preference is. But that's one deck that's able to make that shift from meta, as synchros, whatever they called it, synchro plants, whatever, synchro erotic or whatever, I don't know, whatever they called it, in going into anti-meta plants. So that's one deck that's able to do it. And then I successfully made a Dimensional Fissure Wind-Ups. I referred to it as an anti-meta deck because Dimensional Fissure just hurt everything, and I was able to abuse it and not hurt what the wind-up engine was already doing in the deck. I then backed it up with the Thunder Kings, some more additional trap lineup, and I actually ran a Grand Mole in mine. You could actually see the deck profile on my channel also. But again, another meta deck that took the chance to capitalize on anti-meta cards. So when you're looking for a deck that you're wanting to do this with, it helps if the deck already has an anti-meta base that you can build on. This one being with Dimensional Fissure doesn't hurt it, so I was able to capitalize on some of those plays. And then this, you need to feed that Chaos engine also with being able to make your plant plays. So you were able to capitalize off of it. But now, in order to make that shift out of meta into anti-meta, you need to do a couple of things. One, you need to be able to answer your opponent's first turn setup or what their first turn plays, and then you also need to do is to be able to stop their big pushes. But let's talk about just their first turn setups right now. Right now, the big first turn setups that everybody is running, seems like Snowman Eater is getting just so much play right now. And it should. I mean, it's a really good card. It's doing a lot for the meta and against the meta. But this is a card that a lot of people are using to set up, and a lot of first turn plays, a lot of first turn setups are made off of this card because they're looking to draw into what the other cards that they're needing to make their combos. Another card that a lot of people are using to set up for first turn is Thunder King. If you guys don't understand how much Thunder King hurts the meta right now, then you've not played near enough in the meta that we're playing in right now. Thunder King it hurts so many decks. It almost cripples wind-ups, and it's really good in so many matchups. But yeah, so I don't know how many times I can sing the praises of Thunder King. But that's been a lot of everybody's first turn setups. So if you can answer these first turn setups and then buy yourself time to set up your combos, that's what you can take from a meta deck and push into it being an anti-meta style. So let's talk about a deck that just recently topped at the YCS Indy, and I think did a really good job of making this push and trying to go from a meta deck into an anti-meta deck. And that is the Agent deck that made top 32. Actually, I believe he may have made top 16. Alistair, I want to say Albane. I'm not really for sure what his name is, but if you guys get a chance to check out his deck list, he made some excellent meta choices in it, and one of those meta choices was Card Trooper. Again, your opponent's first turn setups, a lot of the times, was Snowman Eater or Thunder King, and what bigger slap in the face is it to your opponent than to bring out Trooper, pump him up, and then crash with Thunder King and draw a card off of it. You can't really insult a player any more than that. It's also another great answer to Snowman Eater. You can pump it up to 19, crash into it. Yeah, Snowman Eater's going to stick around, but they're going to have to eat Card Trooper, and your opponent's not gaining a plus because you're going to get to draw that card. So you're keeping your opponent from plussing on you by making your play, which is just as good to you as it was to as their play was going to be to them. Something else that he ran that I thought was an excellent meta choice was he main decked 3 Thunder Kings. Not only can you protect it with Honest, but if need be, you can summon this out and crash it against your opponent's Thunder King, and get rid of their Thunder King that way. But the biggest thing I love about it is you can summon this out, not attack their Thunder King, wait for them to attack you, and then protect it with Honest, killing theirs, and yours gets to stick around, hurting them still. So that was another great meta choice that I feel like he made. Something else that I feel like that he capitalized on so much was his combination of Herald of Orange Light, double Archlord Christia, and triple Call the Haunted. Now, the reason this was really, really good is because, one, Call the Haunted, if it gets MST, you could still grab Card Trooper and gain pluses that way, which was great. I mean, anytime that you can eat up your opponent's MST and gain you a plus in the process, you're going to be winning the game. Next, Herald of Orange Light is Effect Veiler on crack. Alright guys, not only does it negate the effect, but it destroys the monster also. And what's great about that is, I mean, you're getting rid of your problems. And Effect Veiler can stop the problem, but Herald of Orange Light actually gets rid of the problem. And something else that Herald of Orange Light has over Effect Veiler is that Herald of Orange Light can actually stop stuff that activates off the field. Stuff like Sangin, Gravekeeper's Recruiter, Shining, any monster effect that activates, Orange Light can stop it. Orange Light also can activate during damage calculation, during damage step. I'm sorry, not calculation, but yeah, he can activate there also. He can negate Spy. He can negate Raikou. He can negate Honest. He can negate Kalute, I guess, if you're facing Blackwings. But he can negate so many things, which is great. Another thing that he was running was double Christia. A lot of Agent players don't seem to be wanting to run 2 Christia, and I've seen some that aren't running any Christia. I really like Christia. Again, this is what I was saying, guys. You need an in order for this to really work, you need an anti-meta base to build on. And Christia is that anti-meta base that you can build on in Agents. It stops all special summoning. It's royal oppression on legs, and let's face it, it's some pretty fat legs too at 2800 attack. So it's a great card. And if you guys were at YCS Indianapolis, you guys also probably realized that another thing that was winning was beat sticks. Let's face it, guys, 1900 beat sticks were doing great. Venus coming out at 2K was doing great. 2800 is an amazing beat stick. And then let's put on top of that he can stop all special summoning. Makes it really hard for your opponent to deal with. Then let's also talk about this too. Double Christia, sometimes dead in your hand. However, if you're running Card Trooper, you can mill this out. If you do draw into it and it seems dead in your hand, you can discard it with Herald of Orange Light, putting it in the graveyard, which means now your opponent can go Monster Reborn. You can chain your Call the Haunted and get your Archlord Christia from the graveyard and stop their special summoning. So there you go, guys. I mean, just a great job of taking a meta deck. And I mean, I don't really want to say that he's made this an anti-meta Agents. However, what he's done is he's brought in some aspects of stun into this deck, because his game plan was to basically answer his opponent's first turn plays and then be able to use stopping this first turn plays into feeding his graveyard, which was going to allow him to capitalize with his Call of the Haunted, which was then going to be able to stop their big pushes, because by that time he's going to have Christia on board, which is going to shut them down. So there you go, guys. I hope you take something from this. I hope this helps you guys out in whatever venture you're trying to do with taking something out of our meta now and making it an anti-meta style. I appreciate it, guys. Like always, subscribe, comment down below, show us how much you love us.